Hey guys, it's Philly Lamverse, and today I'm going to share with you how I made $73,162.08 on one land deal. And this was a 21 acre deal that was actually bought to me by a Lamverse client. This is a deal that we JV'd on together. And I actually JV with all of my Lamverse clients whenever they have deals, whenever they need funding, whenever they need transactional funding. We take care of that in house at Lamverse, and we do very well with that. This was a deal that we bought for $141,000 off market, and it was a deal that we sold for $215,000 within 30 days. Now, this client acquired this deal from a direct mail campaign. That's normally how we acquire our deals. We use direct mail. We also use SMS blasting. Both of them work incredibly well if you have the acquisitions processes, if you have the systems and infrastructure in place to be consistent, follow up, have conversations, and really know where to spend your time. If you know where to spend your time on these kinds of deals, you're going to make a lot of money. If you know how to gauge a seller's motivation, you're going to make a lot of money. And also, like this client, if you're aiming for bigger deals, you're going to make bigger profits. Now, you obviously have to know how to talk to sellers on these larger deals versus on the smaller deals, because that is one of the key things, just knowing how to talk to people. How do you talk to a guy that really has nothing to gain from a transaction? Like, how do you get him to tell you what he potentially might have to gain? How do you get them to tell you, well, yeah, I do have 10 million bucks, but I need to offload this because I need a tax benefit or because I need to 1031 this into something else? How do you have that conversation with them? And these are the things that we teach at Lambert's. Now, with this property in particular, some of the key indicators of how I knew this was going to be a deal is because there were comparables in the area that were all moving very quickly. And they're all moving at 290,000, 300,000, 320,000. And the marketing wasn't that good. Also, the client took it upon himself to get really, really good marketing. So he already gotten really good drone shots. And I'll actually put, one of the shots up here. But one of the shots in particular that I really liked was a shot. And this is exactly what I talk about and exactly what I teach. So I'm happy to see that a lot of the things that I'm talking about, a lot of the things that I'm teaching are being put into action so you guys can actually see how this works. But there was a shot and it shows the water. And I think that shot alone helped us sell this property so quickly. And so we're always looking for attributes like that on how can we sell our properties as fast as possible. Like, that's what we're looking for. And you can see, I'll put it on the screen here, but there's the property and then there's water right there. So you can see the lake, right? As a buyer, you always have to look at yourself as like, okay, if I'm the buyer that's buying this property, how am I looking at this listing versus the other 50 to 75 listings that are on here? How am I looking at them? Or if it's less, 10 to 15 listings, how do we get ours to perform the best amongst all the other listings? And that's one of them. We need to highlight attributes around the property. How do we make it look as desirable as possible compared to all the other properties in the area? This is how we're able to paint a picture for our buyers to sell properties as quickly as possible. Everything that we did to make sure we sold this as fast as possible is list it aggressively. Now, before, when I was saying that, properties are selling at $275,000, $280,000, so on and so forth, we actually listed at around, I believe we listed at like 225. And there was some pushback on listing at 225 because we wanted, there was this feeling of like, okay, we can have more profit here if we just list higher. But what we always want to do is sell as fast as possible. And so I said, let's list at 225. I can guarantee we'll sell in 30 days. And that's exactly what happened, right? When you do this a certain amount of times, and I've done this so many times at this point, I can position a property that we're listing on the market to sell so quickly and so much faster than all the other properties. And you do that by being aggressive, painting a picture, and picking a really good broker. Now, the broker we chose in this area, she was, Sally on the spot. She was incredible at her job. She's following up with leads. She's talking to leads. She's updating us pretty much every week. And this is what you want to have with a good broker. You want a broker that's an A player. You want to continuously search for brokers that are A players. And if you have a Rolodex of anywhere from 50 to 100 brokers that are like actually A players that will follow up with you, tell you the KPIs, tell you who's called, tell you who's done a showing, and are not going to be like, oh, well, I just, that's not really how I do things. If they understand that you're running a business and that you need to turn these properties over fast, that's exactly who you want to work with. You don't want to work with the person that's got 100 listings, 200 listings, and you're really the low end of the totem pole for their priority list. You don't want to work with them. Now, the other thing that's important to do is once you start actually getting offers in, you counter your offers. I believe our first offer came in at around like 205. And I told the buyer, if you can do 215, we'll close in 2 weeks. And they agreed. Your counter offers are very important as well. I feel like a lot of people just listen to the market and say, okay, well, it's 205. That's just what it is, and not make any counters. But when you make counter offers, you want to make sure to not over leverage yourself. And this has been a mistake that I have made in the past. And I give a counter, they give me a number that's pretty good. It might be a few $1,000s less than that, and I don't take it, and then we don't get any buyers, after that, and then it's a goose chase to try to find more buyers, right? And so then we have to optimize our marketing even more, make our listing descriptions even more. There are times when the market responds to a property, and you're going to have to know, like, all right, the market's responded to this. This is what the market wants for this. I need to sell this property. There are other times where you can also under leverage yourself. So I'll give you an example. This specific property had a lot of traffic from the get-go. There's a lot of traffic. We knew it was going to sell quickly. And so there's no way really that we can over leverage ourselves because there's going to be a lot of demand on this property. A lot of saves, a lot of calls, a lot of views, a lot of showings. All those things are consistently happening week over week. Let's take another property. I've had properties that I've sold before where there weren't as many views, there maybe weren't as many showings, and we got one offer. And so if you're in that kind of situation where you don't have multiple offers, you don't have multiple showings, you don't have multiple calls coming in week over week over week, for whatever reason, even when your marketing is good, even when the listing descriptions are good, then once you counter, you've got a little bit of leverage, but you don't have much because you need to get the property sold. And so it's just kind of knowing the demand for your property, understanding the demand for that specific market at that time. And the thing is, a lot of this stuff is timing, right? You could pick a really hot market. Then by the time you send out the mail, things have changed. More listings have gone up. More things have sold. Maybe things have sold for lower prices. And so with the land business, market over market, things are ever growing and changing. They're ever growing and changing. You can consistently do deals like this by creating systems around all of these levers of the business. So we create systems around marketing, market selection, talking to sellers, selling properties on the market. We create systems around all those things and make sure that we can do it quarter after quarter after quarter. And when you do that, then you can get deals like this consistently. When you can aim for deals like this consistently, now you're going to be able to get these kind of deals back in. I believe so many people are just afraid to go after these kind of deals that will make them $50K, $60K, $70K, $100,000 and more, just because they feel like they may not have access to the capital. And the biggest thing I will tell you is that money will always find good deals. Any single deal that comes across my desk that's a good deal, I will take a look at and will likely fund. So even if you have an asset that's $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000, if the numbers work for you to sell that property for 30 to 50%, even 100% more, then send it to me. Let's JV on it. Money will always find good deals, and I become a master at finding good deals, so much so to the point where people will text me, message me, email me, call me out of the blue. I mean, I literally just got a call from a partner of mine that said that he's got 26 parcels that he needs to offload in the next 90 days. And I'm the first person he thought of because he knows I do deals, because he knows I can get this done. And so he probably called me about maybe 45 minutes ago. And I already have contacts out to my Rolodex in that area. And we're going to sell these properties pretty quickly. But that's the kind of person that you want to be. You want to do so many deals to the point where people think about you as the guy that's doing deals consistently. And that's the kind of guy that I am. So if I'm being honest, I closed this deal that I'm talking about with very minimal work because I have the infrastructure already built out, because I understand markets, because I understand demand, and really because I've done this so many times. So if you want to get to the point where I am, where you already have infrastructure built out, you've got an apparatus of people who are just consistently sending you deals. You're closing deals in your own business consistently. And you want the systems and infrastructure placed into your business to where you can start to do this yourself. You can actually book a call with me below, and we can build a tailor-made game plan for you. I'm going to make this a series and consistently do videos like this about how I made X amount of dollars on land deals. And I mean, I've got several case studies that I can use. And so I'm just going to continue to do these videos. You guys let me know if you guys like this style of video. And I really hope these videos fire you up to win big, and get you away from the thought of lack and get you away from the thought of, oh man, there's not that many deals out there, or there's saturation, or I can't do this because this person's already doing it, or because my mom said this, or my dad said this, or my cousin said this. I really hope it gets you out of that mentality, because I don't think you understand that most of the people that enter into this business think that it's easy, and they don't make the calls. They don't consistently have the conversations. They will not be aggressive with their listings. They'll be scared to call really good brokers. They'll be scared to connect with good people, good A players that can actually help you in your business. Most people are scared to do all these things. That's just the reality. Most people are either scared or too lazy. And so when you understand that and really wrap your brain around the fact that there's no competition, because if you choose to outwork every single other person, if you choose to have the systems placed into your business so that you can just do this start to finish, point A to point B, from the time that a lead comes in to the time that it's sold in the market, if you can just do that, you're going to build yourself a multi six-figure profit land business. You will. And honestly, in this day and age, you need to create some kind of autonomy. You can't depend on your paycheck. You can't depend on just a deal here, a deal there. You need systems for autonomy. That is what you need. And if you don't have systems for autonomy, then you're going to have a tough time in life. It's unfortunate, but I think that people make it seem like life is just sunshine and rainbows and daisies all the time. And it's not. Bad things happen. And if you don't have money to deal with these bad things, then you're going to be in trouble. So the only way to consistently have money for these things, for anything that could happen, God forbid something happens, but if anything does happen and you don't have $250,000 laying around, what are you doing? Because this is a clear, proven path and vehicle for you to get there. At least 250 grand. If you don't have that laying around, then what are you doing? You need to at least have that. And this is a proven path for you to get there. I've done it. I've got clients that have done it. What else do you need? What else do you really need? There's really nothing else. Okay, let me enter into this. Let me learn the systems. Let me learn how to do this. Let me get really, really, really good at it. And let me make a lot of money as fast as I possibly can. That's all it takes. Let me create some autonomy. Let me make sure that I'm not dependent on the government for this, or who's the president. I do not care who the president is, because I have autonomy in my business. I don't care. Regardless who the president is, I'm still going to make however much money I make every single month. It doesn't matter. So you need to create that. You need to create some control over your life. And doing deals like these is what allows you to do that. And when you can consistently do deals like these over and over and over again, 50K, 60K, 70K, 30K, 40K, over and over and over again, now you built yourself up quite the nest egg, right? That's what we need. That's what you need to do. Don't be tricked into thinking that you don't need money. Don't be tricked into these statistics. I see these statistics about, oh, the average American has $500 in their bank account. That is crazy to me. Don't be one of those people, because if something happens, you are out of luck. So it really is time for you to start curating your own reality. It is time for you to start building your life by design and doing exactly what you want to do when you want to do it. This is a proven path to get there. You can go through my page. You can see more HUDs on top of this one. You can go to my Instagram. You can see more deal breakdowns. What else do you need? We have testimonials. I mean, what else do you really need? You don't need anything else but to take action and decide and commit. That's all you need. Decide and commit. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to it. Is it going to be easy for you to do? No. Are you going to have some moments of pressure, some moments of stress? Yes. But on the other end of that, it will all be worth it. It's always worth it on the other end. When you can get up and say, yep, I'm going to go to this country. Oh, yep. Oh, this bill is paid for. No worries. No problem. Oh, this guy's a president. That guy's a president. This guy's a politician. Doesn't matter. My investments are tucked away already, so it doesn't matter. Nobody can mess with my inner peace. Your financial freedom is directly tied in with your inner peace. If you don't have the financial freedom, if you're not financially free, if you don't have cash, if you don't have money, if you don't have investments, if you don't have a portfolio, if you can't take care of your people, your inner peace will always be shaken. I promise you. It will always be shaken. The reason why you're stressed out, the reason why you got anxiety, the reason why all these things is because your financial security is not all the way there. That is the truth. Whether it be at your job and you know, hey, I might be laid off, or whether you're worried about AI and, oh, AI might take over my job, or whatever it might be, you don't have your financial security and you need to get it as fast as possible. And so if you want to build yourself to being financially secure, building sustainable wealth for yourself with these systems, make sure to book a call with me below and I'd be happy to build out a tailor-made game plan specifically for you. This has been Femi Lambers, and I'll see you on the next video.